Today on Trail Chat, we're welcoming Meg Mackenzie, who's coming to us live from KZN, where she currently is. Meg, this has been a strange, disconnected and bizarre time for all of us, and really has played havoc in the lives of professional runners such as yourself, who've been focused on racing and traveling to races, and it's been such a massive part of your entire existence. How are you doing? How are you coping? And what does it feel like for you right now?
Wow, even that intro made me a little bit teary. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a very difficult time. I think as strangely as time has gone on, it's gotten, for me at least, a little bit more difficult. In the beginning, it sort of felt like a dream and like it wouldn't go on for so long. And I kind of made some plans that would keep me going for a bit, and now it's just really starting to feel quite long, and I think the duration of it is getting to me a little bit. But all that said, I have managed to keep hope, and I've lined up some FKT goals. I've done one already, and I was lucky enough to be able to set the route for the Golden segment for the Golden Trail Series. So on the running side, I've sort of kept myself busy and going. And yeah, I guess maybe I'm feeling the same emotions as everybody else in terms of just feeling a little bit like in limbo and stuck. Yeah.
Certainly, they call, refer to that Corona coaster, and it feels to me that we're all on it and up and down at different times. And it was a relief when we were able to get back onto mountains, but nothing quite replaces the community running. Trail running is centered in community and on those connections, and planning adventures and missions with our nearest and dearest, and also just with our adventure friends. So missing all of that, missing Tuesday evenings in Newlands Forest, missing the crew. So we've been chatting to the community around Hout Bay Trail Challenge, which is an event that has stayed on the calendar since 2002, which is a pretty impressive statistic. Yeah, given how competitive our calendar is, holding its own for that amount of time is really incredible. Meg, you hold the third fastest women's time, which was set in 2017, a little while ago, and your teammate Stevie from the US, she holds the women's record. She's held that since 2010, which is quite a legacy, considering the number of talented women that have gone out onto that course. So we're hoping to chat to Stevie within the next few weeks and get some of her memories of coming out here to race that. She's raced in South Africa a few times.
That would be so much fun.
Absolutely. In your opinion, given that you've raced here and all over the world, what has kept Hout Bay Trail Challenge afloat? What makes it special? Why has it still got this incredible appeal all these years later?
I think it is, so I didn't actually know how long it had been going until you mentioned it, but for me it is that it's an institution. It's like, if you live in Cape Town or if you live in South Africa, it's just a race that you need to do and you want to do and you want to perform well at if you're a good athlete also. It's just one of those, I guess, similar to Otter. It's just like a race that you really want to do well at and you aim for and you go for it. And I think also what's lovely about it is that you can, when a race stays for so long, you can kind of match up and see how you match up to other really talented runners. So for me, that's something that's so special about it, is exactly that, the course records, they keep rolling, and that just snowballs into something so fantastic that you never want to see it go away.
Absolutely, and it's kept some of its sort of original appeal. It finishes in that incredible setting on the other side of the beach, where organizers and supporters wait on the sand with the smell of fish and chips and beer all around, waiting to see which face will pop up first across that stretch of beach. And people walking their dogs and playing in the water with their kids. It's a really unusual race setting, but something quite special. Is there a part of the
as a runner to finish on the beach is also like so different, and as you say, it's it's not like a huge vibe in terms of like crowds and stuff, but it's, you kind of like mix into everybody's like daily lives as you finish the race, which is so cool.
And everyone else looks at these strange runners, battered and bruised, coming off the mountain with their packs on, wondering what they missed and what on earth is going on.
What is going on here?
Yeah. Is there a part of the route or a moment on the route or a section that you remember well that you have a connection to or that you particularly enjoy?
So I remember 2017 is quite some time ago now, but I do remember training a lot with Haley Preen, and we used to run that first section, all those switchbacks, right in the beginning of the race. And I know there are exactly 13 switchbacks, and we used to train them. And I just remember in that 2017 race, like counting them down as I went up. And that's, I don't know why, but that's a kind of a special memory. And then, as you say, like that finish, coming down, crossing the beach, knowing that you're almost there, but like it's such a hard finish. You have to go all the way down from East Fort, and then you have to collect that last tag and go up again, and it feels really tough. And I think that finish is really special, coming along the beach. So yeah, I'd say the start and finish are very memorable to me.
And is there a section that you would warn? You're a coach in your own right, and you obviously guide a lot of runners to and through their goals. Is there a section of the route that you would warn them to be conservative of, or it's tougher than others?
Yeah, I mean, I would typically say to save in the beginning, because it's very much an uphill start. You've got all those zigzags and switchbacks to the top, and then it suddenly becomes quite runnable, and I guess you could burn way too much in the beginning, whereas keeping some energy for the end when you can really fly and make up time is really important on that route. If you can run like super speedy down Constantia Neck and then up the last bit and down is very important. So that saving energy for that third leg, which I think is 11 Ks if I'm not mistaken, which sounds really fast, but if you have no energy, it's going to go on forever.
Meg, can you give us some insight? You belong to the Salomon team of athletes, which stretches across the globe, and you're part of an incredible family of athletes and supporters as a result. Have you all been chatting to each other, keeping each other going, setting goals within your team, celebrating each other's different levels of lockdown?
Yeah, we have. It's been interesting because obviously a lot of the team are European, and so they've been through really hard times earlier than us, come out of it, and some are going back into it, some aren't. And we've kind of been, I'd say we've been in the hardest time for the longest, to be honest, in terms of being locked up and not having access to mountains and things like that. So it has been very interesting, and again, like at times very uplifting, and then at times also, especially now towards as the duration's gone on, it's like, okay, like, can we get it a little bit easier now, please? Yeah, it's been interesting. But yeah, we have been chatting a lot, and everyone's been doing the most incredible things. I'm sure you know she tried to set that FKT, and she did such an amazing job. And
incredible,
yeah, people have been doing really amazing things with their time, whether it's been like uplifting their communities or doing fast runs. Like the breadth of what they've been doing has been amazing to be part of.
Yeah, I think it certainly keeps us going as social athletes, amateur athletes, to watch our kind of favorite racing personalities carving out new and different opportunities. Definitely inspires the rest of us to keep going. Courtney's adventure was incredible to track. It just kept getting more and more mind-blowing, and then we were all sort of collectively devastated to wake up to the Instagram image of her in hospital. But I believe she's recovered well, and no doubt she'll be plotting and planning some other crazy comeback adventure in due
Absolutely,
course.
I'm sure. She has an indomitable spirit.
Absolutely. Meg, do you have advice as a coach and a life coach and an athlete to any South African runners out there right now of any level who are just holding on to their motivation by a shoelace, what kind of advice would you like to share with that community?
I think my advice would just be to zoom out, and however hard that is, you know, a year, or we don't know how long this is going to go on for, but so far about a year, like, it's not such a long time in the massive scheme of things. And just to try and, rather than focus on what you don't have, focus on in the moment what you do have. So just some personal experience, like when I'm going through hard times, I kind of just take stock and I literally sit and think like, okay, the sun's on my face, I have a home, I've got a dog, like I'm actually okay, everything is fine in this moment. And while my mind might be playing games with how things might be in the future or how hard they've been in the past, like to just really ground yourself in the moment. And that's also really nice to do when you do go for your run, is to try and stay as present as you can, listen to the birds, try and see if you can see any beautiful things in nature, and take healing from that, because nature is the best healer, as we all know. And just let that wash over you and keep going, just keep showing up.
Thank you so much. That's going to sit with me for the next few weeks, definitely. I think we do lose focus, that there are beautiful moments. There's so much to be grateful for. As tough as it all gets, as disconnected as we feel, there's beauty to be celebrated. I hope we can bring you back onto the Hout Bay Trail Challenge route sometime in the near future. Maybe we'll even get Stevie back and see if the two of you can give that record a go. But in the meantime,
Stevie,
stay well.
And let's do it.
Yes, there's a challenge. But stay well, stay warm, stay in touch, and all the very best for the next few weeks. And hopefully we've got some racing back on the calendar in the not too distant future.
Thank you so much, Kim, and you.